Hello, hello. It is time for some Saturday morning crafting. Welcome to Little Sister Chalks. I'm Luana, your Chalk Couture independent designer, and I'm happy you're here. If you pop on either live or for the replay, please say hello. Let me know where you're at and if you're starting to see some signs of spring. Yesterday was gorgeous here, but very windy, and then we had storms last night into the early morning hours. I didn't catch the news this morning to see if there was any damage anywhere, but tornado warnings and that kind of thing. So spring is coming, usually means storms. I've seen the trees budding a little bit, but I haven't seen daffodils or crocus or anything like that popping up yet. And I've been fighting a cold, so I will try my hardest not to sniffle in your ear. If I do, I apologize. I can see comments over here, so please, like I said, if you pop on, say hello and let me know you're here. I just wanted to first show you our latest patch. This is January's little coffee cup, so I can add it to my collection. Super cute. February's is little X's and O's. I think those are shipping out soon, so I should have that relatively quickly. I am working on a jean jacket, so I'm just going to tilt you down straight away. I've already got the jacket positioned on an ink mat. So you can see that back here, it holds the fabric down so things aren't moving around on you. And I've got a stencil and this awesome nominee ink, which is exclusive for Perks members and designers this month. Nominee was a color of the month that we all loved tremendously, and they did put it in for chalk paste. They did put it in the line permanently, so I'm hoping ink also comes on permanently. It is beautiful. It's metallic, so not shimmer, but does shine a little bit. And I've also got this Sunburst Pattern stencil. So what I was thinking of with this was kind of lining it up here at the seam and doing this part. So this I'll do with you, and then after it dries, I'll put the stencil back on, line up the circle as best I can, and then finish filling out this part as much as I can. I kind of love these stencil designs where they're not perfect. So you can see there's bits and pieces that, just are going to look aged. And I love that because then you don't have to worry about your chalking being all that perfect either. So I think I'm going to position this first, and then I'll open up the ink and we'll just get going. If I can get it off the backer, that would be a trick. There we go. So since I am working on fabric, I am not going to fuzz it. So fuzzing just means you take away some of the sticky adhesive so that doesn't stick to your surface so hard that it stretches when you pull up. And since we're doing this on fabric, that should not be an issue. So again, I'm just going to kind of try to line up by the seam here as best I can, and then I'm just going to smooth it out, make sure there's no bubbles. I think I may run my squeegee over it as well, just to make sure we don't have any air bubbles, because those will cause bleeds, and bleeds are not nice. Usually where I worry about it most is at the seams. So kind of up here, but that looks okay. And then maybe I'll just come across here a little bit. So in Chicago, I'm in the suburbs, but they are dyeing the river green probably as we speak. And there's parades happening for St. Patrick's Day. So let me know, do you celebrate St. Patty's Day? Do you have lots of fun? That is something I've never really done. Occasionally I'll wear green for St. Patrick's Day. Not Irish, but I think everybody's Irish on St. Patrick's Day. So I will go for it. And I just got a paper towel so that I don't get blobs of ink onto the jacket, since I am working on top of it. All right, so I'm just going to give this a quick little stir. This is brand new. It just showed up this morning. Just a little while ago, our mail person was delivering packages, and I was very excited when I wasn't sure what I was putting on this jean jacket. So when I saw this, I thought this would look really cool. So there we go. Hey, Patty. You are St. Patty. That's awesome. You doing anything fun this weekend to celebrate? I'm trying to make sure this cold goes away, so As much as I'd like to actually be out there, it's just too windy, and I feel like that will not help matters at all. So I'm just going to make sure that all of the silk screen is covered. And I'm going to take my time. Ink doesn't dry as fast as the chalk paste does, so you can take your time without worrying about it drying on top of the stencil instead of going through to your surface. And I just want to make sure everything's covered nicely. And again, I kind of love this, the look of these types of designs where they're not perfect. So even if your chalking or inking isn't perfect, you can't really tell. So this part right here, I can see it's not covering, so let me come back. A little bit more ink. Kind of get in there if I can. Just kind of scoot that out of the way. So this is the only, this will be really quick today because this is the only part I'm going to do live, is kind of cover here. And then, like I said, when it dries and it's really well dried, I will take this stencil and turn it on the circle, kind of line it up again, and then I'll fill in this bottom part, which I think will look very cool. And this will go in my shop at the Red Hive Market here in Batavia. Well, not here, we're in North Aurora, but close enough. And then I think I'm gonna have to find one for myself because I think I'm gonna like how this turns out. So we'll see. I hope you like it too. No plans for the weekend, or just for St. Patty's Day. I guess you can do other things on the weekend. I don't really have any plans either. If you're in the area, there is a spring fling, I think they're calling it, at the Red Hive Market. So that's going on today. All right, that looks pretty well covered. Move those out of my way, and then I'm just gonna lift up here and pull slowly, because while it doesn't have to be perfect, like this part didn't cover all that well, so I'm gonna stretch over here. Just kind of get maybe a little bit more there. Let's see. Maybe I'm gonna hit this part up here too. All I'm doing is gently laying it back down. I'm gonna just leave that alone. All right, and I am starting to sniffle. So I think I wanna try to hit this spot again. And then maybe up here. Just going slow, seeing where I might need to add a little bit more ink. And just doing that. I didn't know about the spring fling either. I was gonna actually see this spot right here didn't take very long. I was gonna go in there today, and we have a shelf that my husband was still finishing up for me, so I wanted to get that in there and get some Easter and spring stuff in the shop. And then I saw they were having spring fling, and I thought that's probably not the best time to go in there. I don't know if it's the it might just be the stencil versus not really covering. I'm not entirely sure. I don't mind if it's not perfect, but I'd like at least a little coverage. So yeah, I didn't know about spring fling, so I guess I'm gonna have to pay more attention to their events to make sure I don't miss something. I don't like the way that looks, so let me just see if that's better. And this spot right here. And then I didn't see our event on there, but I am collaborating with the Creative Soul Sisters, who are also at Red Hive, and we're doing a frame workshop at the end of the month, so the 30th, the last Sunday of the month. If you are interested in that, let me know. I think you can probably call the store and reserve a spot. Hey Lynn, good to see you. Isn't this stencil so fun? And what I'm thinking I'll do is once it's once it's completely dry, I'll put it back on, kind of line up the circle, and then turn it so I can get some coverage down here on the Sunburst. So I wasn't sure what I was doing with this today, and I was lucky the mail lady showed up on the porch right before I came down with my coffee, and I was like, ooh, nominee ink and this stencil I think would look pretty darn cool. So there we go. I hope you guys enjoy your weekend. It was a pretty quick one. I will finish it up. I want it to dry before I try to lay the stencil back down, because if it's not, it'll either smudge or I'll pull up some of the ink, and that's not fun. So I do want this to dry before I finish it up. And stay tuned tomorrow. I'll post a picture. It should be finished by then. And that's it. A quick one today. It does look very fun on the denim, and I like the gold ink as well. It's a metallic, not a shimmer, so you get a little bit of that shiny without it being like in your face glitter. So yeah, maybe I'll do a bit of a piece of the design on the front somewhere, maybe the pocket or collar. I'll kind of see how it looks. Kind of thinking maybe one of these guys, or maybe just part of the circle. Thank you. Yeah, I don't feel terrible. It's more congestion and runny nose and that kind of stuff. But I had sore throat earlier in the week, so that was the worst part. That is better. But thank you. I am going to dry for sure. I'll probably let it dry for a little while on its own, and then see if it's still tacky. I'll take the dryer to it, and then I won't heat set until it's all finished. So heat setting is just taking parchment paper on top of and below your design and an iron for the right heat for your fabric, and going around with the iron 4 minutes, not leaving it in one spot, and you do it on both sides. I love ink projects, and I tended to stay away from them because if I made too many and then had to do the 4 minutes of the iron on both sides, it was exhausting. So actually I bought myself a Cricut heat press. So now it's like 320 degrees or whatever for 30 seconds each side. So it's quick and easy, and I like that. And yeah, parchment paper just kind of protects the ink and the design. So yeah, that's it. That's our project. I will finish it up off camera, and then I'll post pictures so you guys can see. And that's it. I don't know that I'll try to finish out over here. I could probably line up again and see how, I'll see how it looks. I'm going to finish this part first, and then I'll decide and see what I think. So thank you both for popping on. Anybody else, please say hello if you catch the replay. And I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy, and I hope spring is showing its head where you are. Take care. I'll see you right back here next week. Bye.